smell a skunk. Do you smell it? You can't. Oh, I can smell it. Welcome back to AZ Astro. As you can see, I'm finally out in the damn forest. So far, me and my friend have come out here to go camping. We've done some fishing. We're at a lake. I'll get some pictures of the actual area for you guys to put in the video so you can see where I'm at. But we've been here. We're only spending one night. But right now, I am imaging the Pinwheel Galaxy, one of the objects that I have been unable to image in my backyard because of all the light pollution. It's coming out great. I've got my Skywatcher on my AVX mount. The AVX is performing almost perfectly, almost better than my C-Gem, to be honest. And I'm using my one-shot color QHY 183C camera. So I'm going to do the Triangulum Galaxy, which is what I'm doing right now, until it hits the the tree right here. So I've only got the northwest hemisphere to work with. So I've got nothing but trees in south, east, and most of north. I'll take some pictures for you guys. So I can only work with this area right here, which is perfect because that's where Orion is coming up. It's coming up right between these trees. So I'm going to do Triangulum Galaxy as many times as I can, so that'll be one of the photos I have for you guys. And then I'm going to attempt either Horsehead or Rosette. Probably Rosette Nebula because that's one of the nebulas that I've been really wanting to get. So I will get those pictures and I'll bring you guys back and show you how the pictures are coming out. Alright, so I thought I'd show you guys my Triangulum Galaxy photos. That's one sub right there. Those are videos that I'm not able to get in the city with one-shot color, and all I have is just a simple light pollution, Optilong L enhanced light pollution filter, I believe, or it might be the L Pro. But yeah, just a simple light pollution filter. I think it looks absolutely great. I can't wait to show you guys the image at the end, and I have decided I'm going to go ahead and image the Rosette Nebula because that's another one I've been really, really wanting to get. So I'll have both those images for you guys at the end of this video. Well, as you can see, I'm back home. I was able to go camping for one night, which is not as much as I would like to go camping for. I want to do a full week. But it looks like we might be doing that end of November, beginning of December. And we're going to go rural camping so we can stay away from everybody, hopefully not get this virus that's going around. While we're up there, I went up to the Camp Verde here in Arizona. Or not Camp Verde, Verde River here in Arizona. And I went to the portion that was just below Horseshoe Lake and north of Bartlett Lake. Absolutely beautiful area. I did get to go fishing, didn't catch anything, but I did get several run-ins with wild animals. So when we pulled up and I started going fishing, I saw it was either a centipede or a millipede. I don't know which one, but it was about that long, good 6-7 inches long. It was a good size one. Went right across in front of my feet on the bank of the river as I was fishing. Really cool. I wasn't able to get a picture. And then during the day, I'd gone around the circle of the campsite, and I came out this little path that you can see behind my telescope in the video. There's a little path there that leads out to the street, to the little makeshift street for the campsite. And I'd come down there to talk to my friend, and like within 30 seconds of me walking through there, I went into my campsite, started talking to my friend, turn around, and I see this bobcat just stroll his way up the side of the riverbank, right onto the path that I was just walking 30 seconds before, and he just strolled his way out to the street. But both me and my friend completely ignored us, just looked at us, and then just kept strolling along like we weren't even there. So that was pretty cool. He was too fast for me to actually get a photo. I didn't have my cell phone on me. And then throughout the whole night, we were fighting off skunks. There was 2 that I know for sure that were out there because I saw the 2 of them together. I personally think there was more like 4 or 5 of them. But we're in this campsite, and we have the river flowing in the back, and you'll see that in the pictures that I posted. So we have this river in the background, and these skunks would come up from the right side, and they'd start wandering up. And these are brave skunks. My friend and I both think that they've been getting fed by locals because they walked right up to my friend. Like, they were within like 3 feet of where my friend was sitting. And I have to scare them off every time, throw little pebbles or whatever towards them to kind of startle them a little bit and shoo them off. But the entire night that I was imaging, they would not leave me alone. So I'd scare them off and they'd run off towards the road, and then they'd make a big circle, come all the way back and come up from the other direction. Then I'd scare them off and they'd make a big circle, come back up the first direction. They kept doing that all night. I think I had to scare them off about a dozen times that night. And then, as you can see in the video, I don't think they sprayed because the scent wasn't that powerful. It was just like a passing scent, skunk scent, which stinks. But every time I scared them off, they'd lift up their tail like they're going to spray me, which I did not want. It was the last thing I wanted. So we ran into that. Very, very brave skunks. So they're messing with me all night. So I ended up getting a pretty decent picture of the Triangulum Galaxy and a decent picture of the Rosette Nebula. However, I underestimated the size the Rosette Nebula would look in my photos. So I actually ended up only getting the top left corner of the Rosette Nebula because it was just too big to fit in my frame. And then there's something with Nina that when you do your plate solving, for some reason there's a few of those nebulas like Rosette Nebula, Lagoon Nebula. When you set the slew point, for some reason they don't center the actual nebula. I'm not sure why that is. I'm hopefully going to be able to figure out why that is, because I do notice that when I go in there and I look up the actual Messier or NGC number, some of these nebulas or galaxies that I'm looking at will come up with multiple a list of multiple, like 3 or 4 different items. It's probably like Horsehead Nebula, where it's one nebula, but it's actually 2 different nebulas, Horsehead Nebula and the Flame Nebula. So I think it has something to do with that, where I just got to pick the actual one that's in the center that will frame the whole nebula. So I'll figure that out eventually. So I got a good picture of Triangulum Galaxy, and I got a good picture of the top left corner of Rosette Nebula. Unfortunately, because we packed up in a hurry, and this was like a last-minute decision, we both decided, you know what, we got to get out of the house. We've been in this house since March, so we got to get out. So we just packed up and we went. Forgot many, many items, but we survived. It's no big deal. Luckily, I didn't forget any of my astronomy gear, which blew my mind, because typically I forget something that makes me not able to image. But in the haste and being in camping, I completely forgot about calibration frames. So these 2 images have no darks, no flats, no dark flats, none of that. These are literally raw images that I stacked together and did my best to reduce the noise that's in the images, but it's still plainly visible in the images. I was able to dither, so that did help quite a bit. I also noticed that halfway through, I was only able to get 5-minute photos of Triangulum Galaxy before it was too high and it was getting up into the trees that were around us. And then I switched to Rosette Nebula, and I think I got, I want to say maybe 10 photos of Rosette Nebula before it was in the trees. So I wasn't able to get that much. But what I did get, I did notice that I must have not balanced my telescope very well, because you can see in the short little clip I did of showing you guys the Triangulum Galaxy that I was getting, you could see the graph, or the graph of PhD, and it was all over the place. But even despite that, the 2 photos I got were pretty decent. I think I need to go into my AVX and adjust the tightness of the RA and the deck, because, I mean, it is so hard to properly balance because they're just so stiff. So that'll be something that I do hopefully before I go camping again. But we do have plans on going camping again end of November, beginning of December, hopefully. And we want to go for more than 1 day this time. So I'll see how many videos I can get out of that, because I do plan, as long as the weather allows me, I do plan on getting at least, if we're there for a week, I want to get at least 3 or 4 different objects, and I'll try to do a video for each of those objects so that I have some really good stuff for you guys. I couldn't do my drone. I wanted to do some drone footage of my campsite, but the whole top of the campsite was just covered in trees, so I wasn't able to do that. But like I said, I did get some pretty decent photos, so I will put both those photos at the end, and I hope you guys enjoy it. If you guys do enjoy the photos, if you enjoy the content that I make, and want to see me get better at making this content, making the videos, then please like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks.